If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
This guy on a few times. He is legendary for those of you north of the border to get up to Filthy. They're up there eating the tasty cakes, and they're drinking the Schmitz, and they're eating the pretzels, and they're booing teams and having fun. And the great Howard Eskin. We have greatness upon us here.
Legendary,
Eskin,
huh?
you are legendary, man.
Legendary.
I remember meeting you in '93 at the World Series, up in the press box at the Vet, and I remember being an Eagles season ticket holder and used to do stuff with the Cowboys and all this stuff back in the day when you were younger and wilder. You're not as wild as you used to be, right? You're almost like me. You're almost gone legitimate, sort of, kind of.
You know what? You're always legitimate, but you're legitimate in your own way. So, the Cowboys thing, you mean because I kind of busted the Eagles fans about the Cowboys, and I like the Cowboys?
Didn't you go out and kick a field goal or something?
Yeah, they always ask me to do that so those people can scream at me. It goes to halftime. How many people pay attention to what goes on at halftime? Nobody. So they put me out there. So
usually at the Vet, halftime was the time to go behind the section and smoke weed.
Yeah.
Generally, that's what people did at the Vet, as I remember.
One former big-time college quarterback who had a cup of coffee in the NFL urinated in the concourse at one of those games. But I'm not going to tell you who.
I remember a game that they played at the Vet in like '89. It was probably early Kotite or late Buddy Ryan. And it was a late season game against the Arizona Cardinals. There's your relevancy to how it ties. Where the upper deck, it was so cold, they locked the bathroom doors because they were afraid of the pipes bursting up there. And the guys were going to the little alcoves and just dropping a number one right there at the door. There was a streaming yellow puddle of frozen.
Yeah, but you know why they locked them? Because the homeless were still in there from the night before.
That's the Vet.
Yeah, so they just didn't want to bother them. They were sleeping.
Right, let them sleep during the game. It's Sunday. Give them their peace.
That's right. And if you're only up there anyway, you shouldn't be drinking beer because you might jump.
Well, Howard, you and I are both here under sort of hangover status. I mean, it could have been Ravens-Eagles. Obviously, the kind of comeback that the Eagles put forth was really kind of monumental. I mean, they had the city, the entire city captured for that 45-minute period of time where they came back last Sunday afternoon, where you believed you were getting back to a Super Bowl. And certainly for we Raven fans, 4.5 minutes left to go, the kickoff, the out-of-bounds penalty, then the Flacco pick to Palomalo. This very easily could have been a Philadelphia-Baltimore party 26 years after the World Series.
Yeah, but you know the difference is, and I wanted to see the Ravens get there. I like John Harbaugh. I like him a lot. Good guy, I've known him for years, and they were that close against the Steeler team that everybody thinks is really great, and I think they're good, but I don't think they're great. But the Eagles were supposed to win the game. The Ravens were not, and there was a difference here. But it was close, 16-14. The Ravens, you say, well, they got a chance. The Eagles should have never been behind 24-6 at halftime, but they did it on merit because their offense was weak the first half. Akers missed a field goal. You can run down the list, and the defense was terrible. So, yeah, it could have happened. It would have been nice. Andy Reid had already played one of his ex-coaches when he played Minnesota, and Brad Childress.
Sure.
It's been nice to have another guy, and then everybody builds in those stories. Oh, he's going to know the team. It comes down to execution anyway. It's nonsense, the team. I mean, it doesn't matter who the coach. Everybody knows what everybody else does. It's who does it better. But, yeah, it could have happened. And Flacco's from the Philadelphia area.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Flacco versus the...
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.